Well, hello, my fabulous friends. Hope you're doing well. Well, today is the anniversary of the very first Game of Thrones on HBO. It was April 17th, 2011. So I'm using Game of Thrones cards today. And they're hot, man. They're really giving us some crazy good answers over on the other channel. So I'm just going to continue that for now. And I want to ask about the Game of Thrones going on in the United States. I know you guys don't have any royalty, but trust me, you have royalty. You with your presidents and house leaders and who's in the background making political alliances, and it's a real Game of Thrones. It's just not called kings, it's called presidents and vice presidents, and it's all instead of Stark, it's called Republican and Democrat and whatever. Let's see who controls the media, political pundits, treachery. You have it all. You just don't call them kings and queens. You call them first ladies and presidents. You just have to watch the inauguration and see. Oh, look at that. The clock agrees with me. It's even fancier in some respects than the coronation of the king. It has a religious element, has pomp and circumstance, has parties, reverence. All right, the real Game of Thrones going on in the United States. What can you tell us? What can you tell us about the real Game of Thrones going on in the United States? And just to be clear before we start, King of Swords is Trump. The Emperor is Trump. And the King of Cups is Biden and the Democrats. As far as I know, as far as I've heard, he's still, the ex-president is still part of the Democratic Party. And the Queen of Swords will be Kamala. All right? Okay, so let's see. What is going on in American politics? Shall we begin? Game of Thrones. Four of Coins. Budgets. Oh, look at this is the Doge thing. The budget. Four of Coins there. Keeping things really close to your chest. Not letting secrets out and whatnot. But I think this is more or less the Four of Coins here for sure is the Doge budget, the cutting of the budget, and being really tight with money. Two of Swords in reverse. Well, a decision has been made and there's no going back. The Sun in reverse. Knight of Spears upright. This is a war that's played out in the media, played out in documentaries, in long articles in papers and magazines, and the writers. These are journalists, whether they're video journalists or magazine or newspaper journalists. These are writers. And Strength, Leo. Now, Trump is Leo rising. But this might be the strength of the media. This might be the strength of the media. Looks like there's something dark here. The Sun in reverse is same old, same old. The Sun upright is new, fresh beginnings, births. It's a bright, sunshiny day kind of thing. And it's in reverse. So what's the Sun in reverse? Nighttime. What's nighttime? Dark. Hidden things, right? Hidden in the shadows. Could this be the swamp? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just things that go on behind closed doors, things that go bump in the night kind of thing. This Two of Swords here, a decision has been made, and the other decision shall not ever be mentioned again. And so is that what's currently going on in the government? Five of Coins in reverse. Somebody who's been brought in from out of the cold. Maybe this is Trump, right? He was, Five of Coins upright would have been Trump when he lost the election. Five of Coins in reverse is Trump coming back. Three of Swords, betrayal. Somebody's working behind the scenes. I'm telling you that right now. Somebody in the dark, and somebody who is a bright light normally. But this betrayal card on the sun tells me somebody's working behind the scenes in the dark and betraying. Temperance in reverse on the Knight of Spears. Well, I don't think I have to mention to anybody. Everybody watching my videos are smart enough to know the media is compromised. The media does not report things properly. And look at this Temperance card. This is interesting. A book about what you read and knowledge, and it's in reverse on these Knight of Spears. So there's the media, the mainstream media, the journalists, not the blog posters, not the X people, not Facebook or whatever. The journalists aren't telling us the truth of what's going on. We're definitely not reading the truth. Queen of Coins, that's Melania. Mrs. Trump, she's a Taurus. She's the Queen of Coins here. Six of Swords in reverse. She might have an inkling who it is. There's definitely stress going on behind the scenes. There's betrayal when behind closed doors. I'm telling you right now, with this Temperance in reverse and Six of Swords in reverse, there's something going on behind the scenes. And I think she is clued in on it. I think she's playing a bigger role this time than people realize what she is. I think the first time, Barron was still young and in school and whatnot. And this time he's in college. And I think this time she's realizing how much she has to pay attention to this. This is real. Judgment, second chances. Well, that's Trump, isn't it? That's his second chance. Is he going to give second chance to somebody who's betrayed him? Three of Spears in reverse. Eight of Swords upright. Two of Cups upright. He's got one person he can really trust. Four of Spears in reverse and Eight of Spears in reverse, the Priestess. There actually is some secret stuff going on in the background to get rid of him. Absolutely, 100%. He's got one person he can trust. He's got one person. He's got it with this Eight of Swords because he is a sword. He might know that there's people he can't trust. He has to be really careful where he travels. The Priestess, there is definitely secrets. Page of Spears. There's when he tweets. Oh no, that's Wands. Page of Wands. Good news. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. The World. And Page of Swords. There's the Trolls. That's what I was looking for. And the Empress. Page of Swords. There's going to be some kind of good news about love. Like, is that Tiffany's baby? Because the World can be the end of a pregnancy as well. So perhaps we're going to hear Tiffany's had her baby. I believe she's having a boy, I think. There's definitely, if anything, he is definitely fighting the media. And there's some secret things going on behind him. And there's somebody in his court he can't trust. Now, the Empress here, like I said, I think Mrs. Trump is actually steering this boat more than we realize. I honestly believe that. I'm wondering if because she's the Empress and we didn't get the Emperor. Now, we didn't get any King of Cups here or anything. I don't think his biggest enemies are who we think his enemies are. I think his biggest enemies are the media, and he's got some betrayal going on, which is political games. Absolutely, 100%. That's in every party. So don't defend, oh no, no, they aren't. They're politicians. I'm almost wondering if this strength card, this Leo, is JD Vance. I'm wondering if that's him. We didn't get the King of Swords. We didn't get the King of Cups. We didn't get the Emperor, but we did get a really strong. We got strong females here. Not only do we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Empress here. So I think the females around him. This Empress could even be Ivanka, for all I know. Although I don't think she has that much to do um, with. I think it's more. I think it's his. I think it's Mrs. Trump. I think she's like, you just saw her in inauguration day. It's like she's got a list and she's checking it twice, and she has more time this time. And I think she's also. I think since the attempt on his life, I think she's probably very paranoid and and worrisome about some of that stuff. But yeah, his biggest enemy is the media and whoever's betraying him in his own party. I don't think the other parties have a chance right now. We didn't get Elon here either. That would be the Chariot. He's a Cancerian, and he feels like he's in control of a couple of things. Interesting. I thought we'd have like more intrigue here or whatever. But I mean, let's see if we can suss out who's betraying him within his own administration, within his own party. Um, who's betraying him? Let's see if we can figure that out. Who's betraying him? This Game of Thrones. See what I mean? Within his own party, as his own. I'm not even going to read about media. We know the media is slanted. I mean, it is in Canada as well. It's bought by the people who want to stay in power. See if we can suss out who's betraying him. Now, I'm not very sure of a lot of people, but let's see if it's another king, or which would be higher up in his administration. Queen would be the second level in his administration, and the knight would be the ones who work for the kings. All right, let's see if we can find out. So we're looking for court cards. Knight of Cups in reverse. Perhaps somebody working for Elon. The Tower. It's nobody the Sun in reverse. It's nobody he expects. Seven of Cups. I guess he's got his choice, maybe. Page of Cups in reverse. I'm going to say it's somebody working for Elon. We got two cups here. I think it's somebody working for Elon, and then that person who's working for that person who's working for Elon. Let's see if we can get Five of Cups in reverse, Eight of Spears in reverse, Queen of Spears in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse, Justice in reverse, Nine of Cups upright, and the Fool. It's somebody who's really fooling him. And Knight of Spears. Well, we already know it's somebody in the media. So we've got a Knight of Cups. So we don't have, it's none of his top line administration. We didn't get any kings here. We do have somebody who's fooling somebody who's new. Is it in the Justice Department? I don't know. Elon doesn't work with, but this Queen of Spears. I wonder if she's something in the Justice. Now, if this Justice was over here, that's at Pam Bondi, and this is even a blonde lady. I'm not saying it's her, but perhaps it's like a secretary. Page of Cups here on the Queen of Spears. And we do have Justice here. So it could be like a lawyer, or it could be like a secretary, or, you never know. I think there's somebody working for Elon. And of course, we have the Knight of Spears here as well. So some kind of writer or press release or some such thing like that. So perhaps the person who does the press releases, they make sure somebody else knows first, so that in the media they can get on the story quicker. I don't know. But I'm thinking here with this Queen of Spears, and I don't know what that Pam Bondi is, but Queen of Spears would be a lawyer. Um, and this is a blonde girl, and we've got the Page of Cups here with her. So that would be like a not the person directly under her, but the person under them. So we've got some like clerical workers here. We got a clerical worker. I think in the Justice Department, I think we've got somebody under Elon, because they're in reverse. And we've got somebody brand new here, but we've got somebody leaking to the media as well, Knight of Spears. But we don't have any kings here, so it's none of his top administrative people. It's somebody who's new, somebody who's been recently hired on, maybe in the legal department for Elon, right? To do all these Doge things, they've got to go to court and fight the judges and whatnot. So perhaps somebody new that they've hired as a lawyer is wonky. So there you go. It's none of his top administrative people. We just saw a very public firing the other day. I think there's probably 2 more to go. I got a total of 3, so there's probably 2 more to go. So there you go. Game of Thrones within the American political party. Thank you very much. All right, YouTube's going to show you a video perhaps you haven't seen. Why don't you click on that, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.